Welcome to the Serefair Conservatory. I'm Sarah, and this is episode 84, Transcendence, Moving Beyond Limitation. Transcendence is not escape, it is evolution. In the Ascension Suite, we began with elevation, expanding your capacity. Then we moved into embodiment, inhabiting that expanded state consistently. Today, we enter the third movement, Transcendence. This is the moment when you rise above the patterns, limitations, and identities that once felt immovable. Not by pushing harder, not by resisting yourself, but by becoming someone those limitations no longer apply to. Transcendence is the quiet, powerful shift where you outgrow the gravity of your past. Today, we'll explore what transcendence actually means within the conservatory, the difference between breaking a pattern and outgrowing it, why healing isn't always required for transcendence, how to rise beyond emotional, cognitive, and energetic limitations, the subtle moment when you realize you're no longer pulled back by what once defined you. Transcendence is not an event, it's an ascension in identity. In classical artistry, transcendence is not spectacle, it's the moment the musician stops performing and becomes the music itself. The technique disappears, the effort dissolves, the self expands beyond the boundaries of the body. This is transcendence, when the limits that once bound you no longer have any authority over your state. In life, transcendence happens the same way. You don't fight the pattern, you evolve beyond the level where the pattern exists. Improvement focuses on doing better. Transcendence focuses on becoming different. Improvement asks, how do I fix this? Transcendence asks, who must I become so this no longer defines me? Improvement rearranges the pieces. Transcendence upgrades the entire operating system. This distinction changes everything. When you transcend a limitation, it no longer feels like a battle. It simply stops being relevant to who you are. The Every limitation has three layers. One, the emotional limit, what you allow yourself to feel. Two, the cognitive limit, what you believe is possible for you. Three, the identity limit, who you believe you are. Most people try to transcend at the behavioral level. They try to do something different without becoming someone different. But real transcendence happens when identity rises. When the identity elevates, the behavior follows naturally. You don't overcome the old pattern. You simply stop operating at the frequency where that pattern lives. There were seasons of my life where I felt held back not by circumstances, but by an internal ceiling, an invisible limit on what felt allowed, possible, or safe. But as I expanded, as I refined my presence, elevated my capacity, embodied higher states, I realized something. The ceiling wasn't real. I had simply outgrown the room. Transcendence isn't loud, it's subtle. A quiet realization that something used to define you no longer does. A pattern that used to grip you doesn't even activate. A story that once felt true dissolves. Transcendence is freedom without force. Some actionable takeaways. One, identify your upper limit. Ask, where do I consistently stop myself? Where do I contract just as I'm expanding? That's the threshold of transcendence. Two, choose identity over strategy. Instead of asking, how do I handle this? Ask, who would I be if this limitation did not exist? Then embody that identity. Three, practice non reactivity. When an old pattern arises, pause. Do not react, hold your elevated state. This collapses the pattern's power. Give yourself permission to outgrow. Say aloud, it's safe for me to expand beyond this. Your nervous system listens to permission. Five, end of day transcendence reflection. Ask, where did I rise above my old pattern today? What felt easier than it used to? Where did I experience freedom? These micro transcendences accumulate. Transcendence is the third movement of the Ascension Suite because ascension becomes real the moment you no longer negotiate with your old limits. Elevation expands you, embodiment stabilizes you, transcendence frees you. You stop fighting your past, you stop shrinking to fit old versions of yourself, you stop needing to fix anything. You simply rise above what is no longer aligned with who you are. You become someone who's no longer limited by what once defined you. Until next time, this is the Serefair Conservatory, a school for the art of living excellently.